Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel, Nouvelle Genelle, and this is another video, a part of my box braids series. I know that this video is a little late. I was supposed to post it on Friday, but I didn't have time to do any editing this weekend, so that's why it's just now getting up to you all, but you know, better late than never is what they say. And this video is about how to relieve the soreness in those fresh tight box braids, and also just a way to sort of help loosen them up a little faster, you know, not too loose where they look like, you know, you should get them redone already, but just to help you sleep at night. So and if you do like the video, please click the like button down below. Please subscribe and share with your friends. Leave comments down below about what you think or any ideas or suggestions for future videos. But yeah, so if you are interested or curious about how to relieve soreness or need to loosen up those box braids, keep watching. Okay, so for this video, you are going to need just a few things. First things first, the most important part of this, to me, is your peppermint oil. Peppermint. There we go. You can use a bowl, just a little small bowl, and you're definitely going to need a washcloth, or you mean old washcloth, or whatever you choose to use, and a plastic bag, or you can use a shower cap. I just needed a plastic bag because this is a lot of hair to get in, but if you've got short box braids, then a shower cap will just work fine. Okay, so first things first, I've actually had these in like in the last video, it's been a week, so now it's been 2 weeks with these box braids. So I don't do this every night anymore because the soreness is gone, but it went away faster than it usually would because of this method. This for sure method, I promise. Actually, don't take my word for it. I'm not a hair expert. I don't know anything. I just know it worked for me. And yeah, and the thing about peppermint oil, it's actually known for soothing and relieving soreness and tension. I actually thought of using this because I actually already had peppermint oil for my hair. I use it in my hair growth oil that I make, and I remember that my mom also has some that she uses, or she had bought for my dad because he still works out like he's 20 years old and goes and plays basketball at 4 o'clock in the morning. And of course his muscles don't rejuvenate like they used to, and he uses this, he puts it on his back, and it helps with the soreness and the tension. So I thought of that for my head because when I got these done, wow. What you are going to need to do is take your washcloth and you're going to need to wet it. You can choose to wet it with hot water because depending on it, just depends on how temperature sensitive you are. So you're going to take your washcloth and you're going to wet your washcloth. Now you can choose to do either of two things with your washcloth. You can wet your washcloth with really hot water, and if that is hot enough for you, then you don't need to do anything else as far as with the washcloth before we get to the oil. If you can take a lot of heat, like I can, Then after wetting your washcloth, put it in the microwave. I put mine in the microwave for 15 seconds. You do not want to put it in longer than that. Well, I don't want to put it in longer than that because 15 seconds, that it is scorching hot. So please, 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 please be very careful when you're taking it out of the microwave, because I promise you it will be steaming hot because it's already wet, and you definitely don't want to put a dry washcloth in the microwave. I mean, I know we're all smart here, but I just have to put that out there. Please do not put a dry washcloth in the microwave. Tickle. If you oh my god. I cannot talk this morning. Just don't do it. It needs to be wet, and you want it to be steamy and everything because you need that steam for your cap. That's what the washcloth is for. And you can choose to, when you originally wet it, you can go ahead and wet it with hot water, and then, you know, it'll be extra hot in the microwave. That's what I choose to do. Or you can just wet it with whatever temperature water, because either way it's going to get hot in the microwave. And that's the main point. You want a hot rag, okay? After you have your hot rag, then you can also do either of two things. Alright? Got a pattern going here. Either of two things. You can choose to put the oil directly on the rag. You can just do a little few drops around, or you can put the oil directly on your scalp. When you take it out of your microwave, be very careful, and you do want to wring it out some if you put it in like really wet, because okay, before you put it in the microwave, do not wring it all the way out, because you still want it to be moist when you take it out. Like, you want it to be wet when you take it out of the microwave. And if it's still like dripping when you take it out of the microwave, you do want to wring out some of that water, because if it's really hot and that water is going to be dripping on your head, and it's going to hurt, it's going to burn, and you don't want that. So you can take another towel to put over it to wring it out, because you don't want to put your hands directly on the rag, because it is really hot and you need to be very careful. So do not directly touch your rag, because it needs to cool down. So put a towel or use something else over your hands to wring it out. You can put on some gloves, it doesn't matter. Just don't burn yourself doing this. Your peppermint oil is very important here. It is what is going to really do the job as far as soreness. If you are trying to relieve the soreness and tension in your head, you need the peppermint oil. It is best to put the peppermint oil on your head before the rag. Actually, that's what you need to do. You need to put the peppermint oil on your head before the rag. So, if you have fresh box braids, like day one, you just walked out of that salon and your head is killing you, and you're like, oh my god, my head is about to just start aching like crazy. I'm not a doctor. We're not talking about medicine here. Peppermint oil. Okay, so what I did is I just went through my head where my most sore spots were, which was really like right here, right under here, and like right in the crown, like those most sensitive areas, and then of course like around the sides. And especially with day one, I know with me anyway, because these were super tight, I did not even want to like really move my head around or move my braids around. So like, I'm only going the places where I really need it, because I'm not trying to move these braids, and like, no, not on the first day. I could not. So I did minimal movement with my head, and all I did was just a few drops here, and then you're just gonna go through and go at your own pace, and you can like rub it in, because with this oil a little bit goes a long way, because it really does its job. Like, it's just like when you eat a peppermint and your mouth is, you get that cooling sensation, and it's like your mouth is opening up and you can feel all the air, you know, when you like suck in the air, and it's like, and you feel everything. That's what's going to happen on your head, because it's really opening up your, I don't know, your pores. Do you have pores on your scalp? I don't know. But it's really going to open you up, and it's almost going to be like this, it's going to be this real nice, cooling, numbing sensation, and you guys, it is going to feel so good. Like, it'll kind of tingle, but like, it's a good tingle. So if you want a lot of tingle and like you just feel like, oh my gosh, I need it, and then you can just put it through and see. Obviously, I can move more of my hair now because I've had these in for 2 weeks, but like I said, I only went where I needed it, definitely in the back here, just a few drops, and I don't need like an applicator because this has a little thing so it comes out as droplets, so you're not going to make a mess or anything. And yeah, you can just kind of rub it through, massage your head, and within like 2 to 3 minutes, you're going to feel it working. You're going to feel the sensation, and you're going to feel your head opening up, and it's just going to be like relief. It's just going to feel amazing. Like peppermint oil, it works magic. And like, I couldn't believe that I couldn't find anybody else, or as far as when I searched, that said anything about using peppermint oil, because even though I had this in mind, like, I was still searching YouTube and everywhere else to figure out what would be the best and fastest way to just really help, because I really didn't want to take any Advil or anything, just because, I don't know, I'm just weird about taking pills. And so I was like, I know my dad uses that for his back and like his achy muscles, and my head is achy. I'm just gonna go with it. So, and that's what I did. And I know that steam and heat also works for loosening the braids, and so that's where the rag comes in. So after I've got my scalp all peppered up, I'm gonna use the rag, and I'm actually going to take it, and to get steam, you can do either of two things. So you really don't even need the rag. None of this is mandatory, obviously. These are my suggestions. This is how I did it, okay? That's all I'm going to say. This is how I did it, and it worked for me. There are plenty of other ways to do it, but this is what I did. And I'm just not going to say anything else, because I'm just confusing myself, because I'm like, well, I could have did it this way, and I could have did it that way, but this is how I did it, and it works, you guys. It works. So just go with it. So I've got my rag. I didn't put the oil on the rag since I already put it on my scalp, and like I said, a little goes a long way, and I want my head open, but I don't need it like, yeah. So what I did was I actually took it and I put it directly over my head, and I put it just right on top, because that's just where a lot of the soreness was that I couldn't get to, because like I said, I didn't really do a whole lot of moving around my braids, so it just felt like just right there, bam, on top, and it's just going to sit there and stay. And then that's where the plastic bag comes in, because I want to trap in the heat. So it's kind of like when you do a deep conditioning treatment. Sorry, this bag's making a lot of noise. It's just like when you do a deep conditioning treatment and you want to do the greenhouse effect. That's basically the idea I've got going here. So I'm going to put a plastic bag over my head. You can use a shower cap, like I said, if you've got smaller ones. Your hair should feel at least 3 times better than it did before you put the rag on. And The other way that you could do it, and what I actually ended up doing the first night was after taking off the rag and the plastic cap, I actually then got in the shower and I took a really hot shower just to add that extra steam. But like I said, it's better with the plastic cap and the rag because it's like, you know, more right, it's like directly on your head, so it's better. But steam in general helps. So like if you just took a shower, that steam is definitely going to help loosen up the braids. And if you've already got the peppermint oil in your scalp before you get in the shower, then you're set too. That works. But like if this is just like, if you've already taken a shower and you're like, I really need to add a little bit more, then that's just like a quick and less messy way, instead of like getting your whole hair wet in the shower and everything. But yeah, and so you can do this every night. You can do it as needed. That's pretty much what I did. Like I ended up the first 3 nights I did it back to back, and then it like started relieving, because usually before in the past when I've gotten box braids, my head would be sore for at least a week, like just aching, can't sleep on it and everything. But oh yeah, that's probably the best benefit of using this, just the peppermint oil alone, is being able to sleep better. Like you feel that coolness, and then like the oil gets on your pillow, and so then you don't even need as much the next night, because like it's actually the pillow, you actually feel it coming off of the pillow as well, and like it's just touching on your scalp, and so it's like it's doing a double thing there when you've got it on there. Because I sleep with the satin bonnet on my head too, and even through the bonnet, like it gets on it, and like it makes your hair smell really good too. Like you walking around, my mom and sister, they're like, you smell like peppermint, and I'm like, yeah. But I think it smells good, you know. But yeah, so that is how I have relieved the tension and soreness in my box braids in less than a week. Because like I said, after 3 days, my head was good. As far as the soreness. As far as loosening, it really just depends on how tight they were when you started. So it might take a little longer for it to get as loose as you want it to before you can start styling it or whatever. Like I said, I probably started putting my hair up, like in like buns and other stuff, after day 4, which is also a record, because usually I just keep that thing in a ponytail until I really feel like I can just bring it down and I don't have to scratch my head. But yeah, so that's how I did it. And you know, you guys can let me know in the comments if this worked for you, or if you know a better way or an easier way to go about it. But the peppermint oil is what really worked for me, and I really like it. Like I said, it smells good, it has a cooling effect, it definitely relieves the soreness. So it worked for me, and hopefully this works for you or helps you or gives you an idea of something else that you might want to try out. But yeah, just let me know what you guys think. Please like, comment, share, all that. And if you have any more ideas as far as what you want me to do in future videos, you can let me know that too. Alright, thanks. Bye.